Hey YouTube, it's Mike Pang Gangster, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my level 70 plus double swing type of Thorn build, which basically will help you clear, well, will basically make your life easier leveling up in your level 70s plus, right? So the build concentrates on, of course, double swing, but it also concentrates on Thorn. Now you don't have to have like crazy amount of Thorn. For example, I got lucky. I ended up getting a razor blade unique, which is very very good, of course, because it gives you so much Thorn. Now, as you can see, when you look at my sockets and you look at my gems, I'm not even really built for Thorn in them because I didn't want to respect everything and regem everything. So I just basically ended up going with this based on the fact that I ended up getting the razor blade. But actually, the chest piece I was using was this one right here, which is still very very actually better than the one I'm using because of the fact that defensive wise, if you're struggling, having defensive like attributes like damage reduction to close enemies, also the 3 extra challenging shot is very very good because I have challenging shot on my skill bar. Also the 20% physical damage is very very good, and of course this one also comes with willpower and stuff like that. Now, um, one of the important things you have to do when, for example, if I could get to my weapon, when you're going with Thorn, is basically put the imprint that gains extra 4,658 Thorn. Depending on how lucky you are, you may get one that has like 6,700. And of course, also this one right here where it says Thorn damage is dealt as 40% chance to deal damage to all enemy around you. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because just to make life easier when it comes to like destroying the mobs all around you, right? So that's the main focus here, right? Now we are going to go into the build itself. Um, so I still believe that Luncheon Strike is not a bad. It's probably the one the most used, but I still believe that Flay is actually pretty good. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to inflict some bleeding damage over my opponents based on the fact that I am using a lot of like also not sockets, but a lot of Paragon that increases damage to bleeding enemies and vulnerable and stuff like that. Now, I only put 2 in Flay. I put 1 in the enhancement Flay, of course, and I put 1 in this one right here, where basically when Flay directs damage your enemy, you gain 3% damage reduction and 323 Torn for 3 seconds. So as you can see, this stacks up to 4 times. So it's based on me having extra Torn. Now, of course, also by having Torn, you also have 3% of damage reduction, which is good. 4 times, that's 12%. So that, I like that, right? Um, when it comes to double swing, of course, you're looking for gloves that gives you at least +3. Um, I think you can get up to +4. I only have +3, which is still very good. So I do have to put 5 points into double swing because I've based this is the the damage output right here is this one right here. I am using one in here, of course, you have no choice, and I am using this one right here where every time you hit with both your double swing makes them vulnerable for a second, okay? I like that. Also, another thing that we're using is Grunt Stump. Now, if you could get item contribution +3 here, it's going to help you out, of course. If you can't, well, you just put 5 points into Grunt Stump. Of course, you have no choice to take this one. And you're also going to take this one right here where this is reduces the cooldown for each ultimate skill by 1 second for each enemy damaged by Ground Stump. So I like this because my ultimate that I'm using, it's this one right here. So anyway, it's this one right here. So I like this one a lot, and it kind of like does a lot of good damage. Like you'll see what I mean. I'll show you guys a little bit of gameplay, of course. Of course, we have. Oh no, we don't have nothing here. We have challenging shot. Only 1 point here. The reason for this is for the damage reduction, of course. While challenging shot is active, you need this one, and this one is the one that basically while challenging shot is active, you gain torn 30% equal to your maximum life. Now, of course, if I would use my other chest plates, this will be 4 out of 5 because I have 3. But because I'm using the razor blade chest piece, I don't have the +3 extra item over here. But that's okay. So we do have one only in the gain torn over here, outpost, and one in the tough of nails. And the reason for this is because we are going to be putting our points as well, but it does also increase the Thorn damage that we have, right? So the other one that we're using, I'm sorry, it is actually Rallying Cry, and the reason why we're doing this is because basically it makes us unstoppable, and it's very good to have unstoppable on your character because if ever you gotta like basically get out of like danger, it's one of the best ways to get out of danger, of course, being unstoppable, right? Um, we also have this right here. I do apologize. Imposing presence. So I only have 1 year, but I do have 3 out of 3 over here because damage reduction versus elite is very, very important. At least I believe so. Booming voice. Now, at first, I was thinking about putting 3 out of 3 here, but I ended up only putting one. And the reason for that is because I needed my other points somewhere else. I wanted to put my points over here. As you can see, your shout skill causes enemies to deal 12% less damage for 5 seconds. Um, I just feel like this is important to have damage reduction, right? When it comes to Pit Fighter, 3 out of 3. We're also going to put 3 out of 3 in No Mercy and 3 out of 3 in Slain Strike. We're going to have one in Hamstring. This causes your enemies to, your bleeding enemy effects slow by 10%. And also this one right here, your bleeding effects deal 18% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. So I always have my enemies on vulnerable, so that's very important. We do also have 1 point in thick skin, and the reason for that is because we wanted this one right here. Well, you are fortified for over 50% of your maximum life. You deal 12% increased damage. Of course, like I said, my ultimate was Iron Maelstrom. Of course, you pick all three. And I decided to go with the Unconcentrate, if I could say it correctly, increase your Berserk maximum duration by 5 seconds. So I am Berserked in this build also quite a lot, so that helps. When it comes to Paragon, all I can really say is that for me, the most important one is this one right here. As long as you're starting off with your Paragon levels, focus on leveling up your glyph socket that is Exploit. Exploit does help you a lot in this build, of course. It's just one of the best sockets you could have, right? Other than that, I would suggest people just like randomly picking stuff that they believe is good for their Paragon level. I don't feel like I have really like the best Paragon boards. I just basically went as I was leveling up, and I didn't want to change it right away, basically because I feel like it costs a lot of money, and I won't be doing that until, for example, later on when I get to max level, and then I'm gonna respect everything that I really want. So just to show you guys, real quick, how this looks like. As you can see, we have a little pack here. So
I'm low on fury.
it does damage like this. So you see, you could hit some pretty big numbers, and also you do also do a lot of damage with the Thorn. So it's just easy to clear like groups of mobs. Just to show you a little bit more here. So there's more mobs here. So of course, also when you use Ground Stomp, it does reduce the cooldown of your next ultimate skill.
I'm
So
not
if you
ready
go
yet.
here,
I'm low on fury.
the more enemies that you're gonna use, you're gonna basically stun the, like the more of reduction you're gonna get from your grunt stump, right? So that's based on how the build looks like. As you can see, it clears mobs pretty easily. This is Tier 32. Of course, I'm just basically trying to get like a chance at hitting one of those unique items that you need to have mobs that are like level 85 pluses. So that's why I'm choosing to do level 32 at the same time. I gain enough experience and I gain also enough points, enough experience for my glyphs and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. It's nothing big, but if you guys are having ideas of trying a double swing build, this is the one I'm using. As you can see, it has a little bit of everything in it, survivability and all that stuff. The stun, pretty much everything you need to basically have a good run of going through the nightmare dungeons and getting experience. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.